call on me. You can 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 call on me.
Oh yeah, this beat hot.
You can call on me.
So, wow, another episode of the Big Homie's House. We got some homies in the building. Of course, JoJo Alonzo, the biggest peach. Okay, I'm saying that because of your color.
Oh, I thought you said it because of my... Oh, okay. You said you're the peach.
Baby Stanley. That's funny. And we got a special guest in the building. Revolt World this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, Mr. DETAVIO? How you feeling?
Look, man, I'm so excited right now. Like, I know I'm sitting next to you and you're pregnant. I'm pregnant with joy, with expectation. Like, what I expect to happen this weekend. And I'm a very spiritual person, so the way I'm going to say, the way that I expect God to move this weekend, I am so excited. It's been so much planning, so much hard work, and I'm excited to see it all come to fruition.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to have you here.
I was about to say, all of Atlanta is excited.
All
about
of Atlanta?
World as well.
Tell me, come on, let me know.
All of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I know y'all know.
I'm about to say, yeah. So
we've been there.
Yeah. So we've been to Revolt Summit, not Revolt Worlds, but we know to expect great things, But we've been giving away tickets for Revolt World on our
radio show.
Yeah, 105 the JoJo Big Homie show. And people are trying to be in the building. But one thing about Atlanta though is Atlanta is about the culture, and Atlanta is about networking. Atlanta is about scamming. So there's gonna be people in there. They're gonna be trying to get in there because they trying to work. They move.
Oh
you know
my
what I'm saying?
God, that happened last year in like one of the tents. I mean, I'm all for people working they move, but it was just funny because the dude had sent me. He gave me this CD. Right, he was like, "Yeah, check me out, bro." Like, all right, people out here networking.
Yeah,
that's $25 though.
Oh, he charged you.
He tried to charge him for taking his
CD that I can't even play.
Where are you gonna play that CD at?
You don't have a CD player.
I don't have a CD player nowhere on my body. It's not in my car, my laptop. I literally don't have nowhere to put it. Yeah. But he wanted $25. But I appreciate the hustle, and that's what happens when you have an event like this in the city of Atlanta.
Yeah,
yes,
so
sir.
This is definitely so I'm going to ask a few questions that I know everyone else wants to know as well. So coming up with Revolt World, this is the first Revolt World, and it's taking place here in Atlanta. Where are you from?
I'm originally born and raised in Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, you heard what he said?
Let me say I was born in Boulder, but I grew up in Denver. So it's really interesting watching Deion Sanders and everything that's going on
I'm
with the
a Dallas
Bucks.
Cowboys fan.
Oh, you are? So that's
yeah, I'm a
Dallas
Dallas
Cowboys.
fan.
You a Bronco fan?
I'm a bandwagoner for Colorado. Like, I hopped on it. But we don't want no bandwagoners for the Cowboys, though. Y'all can stay where y'all at.
Don't nobody want to be a bandwagon from the Cowboys. We've seen how the last few seasons have ended. You see, he said agreed.
You just relax. Let me get back to the questions originally at hand, okay? Because we'll go all day. We talk about the Cowboys, Deion Sanders. We could talk. But, okay, so.
I don't know if you need a sports show over there.
What made you.
We're building a sports vertical as we speak. Come with it.
I'm saying, look. Well, I just said
Don't forget your question.
I just said we was gonna talk all day about it. But so what made you want to bring this to Atlanta?
Yeah, my answer to that one always is why not?
Exactly.
Right. Like when you think about hip hop. So much of hip hop comes out of here. When you think about the Mecca for Black culture, when you think about where can you find a Black Wakanda, like this is it.
This is.
And so for us, it's also the #1 place where our fan base is. Okay. And so that's what originally brought us to Atlanta. So everything we do here is where you touch the people, all of our marketing, our production, all of our events. But it was important for Revolt World to be here because we wanted to redeposit back into the community.
Yeah.
And so we're here all the time extracting. And so you can't just extract, you have to give back. And so the dream is to build something here that's bigger than like the same, like a Coachella or an Essence Fest, so that we're bringing hundreds of millions of dollars into the community, tons of jobs. That's the dream. Atlanta deserves it. And we're just trying to give back.
I love that.
I love that.
Giving back, and then coming to Atlanta, being for the culture, because I'm sure you will agree as well. There's a lot of culture, there's a lot of hip hop, there's a lot of
influence,
Black culture influence going on here in Atlanta. So I feel like this is the perfect place for you to have Revolt World. So what should the people expect differently from Revolt World, from Revolt Summit?
So I would talk about
That's a great question.
In 3 ways. So at the end of the day, it's all about expansion. So we're going to talk about the 3 ways of expansion. One is it's global. And so you're talking about not only inviting the globe, like as I'm walking in here, I'm getting a text from someone in South Africa saying like, yo, it's up. Everybody talking about Revolt World. I'm about to catch a plane and come, right? So we're inviting the world. Two, we're programming with the world. So you got everybody from folks coming from London, from South Africa, from Nigeria. You're talking about gigs, Mr. Easy. Our programming slate is very global. So that's one way that we've expanded it. Two, it's just bigger. So last year you guys came, there was one stage. Now there's like 5 stages, right? Last year when you came, there was one DJ booth. Now there's massive DJ booths. So we're just expanding the property and all that we're doing. And then the last one is just expansion in terms of scale. Already we've moved 4 to 5 times the tickets we moved last year. And so we about to be in the building and it's about to turn up. And it's not going to be Revolt Summit. It's Revolt World. It's a whole different game.
Okay,
Oh,
hello,
wow.
2
That's
separate
big.
things. I don't know why y'all playing. It's 2 separate names.
Stop playing with his name.
Global, babe.
That's it. It's global.
But okay, so I guess a different type of question. So we know that we're coming up on an election year, right? And especially like we talk about influence. We were able to turn Georgia blue the last presidential election cycle, so that was exciting. But what role do you see a platform like Revolt playing in that in this upcoming presidential election? Because it's big. We know the stakes are high. It's either like we are going to keep doing the things we've been doing, or we're going back to the old ways. We know what the old ways look like.
So when I think about it, I think about 2 things. One, Revolt is all about information and education. So we are here and we are going to make sure that our people are armed with the information and the education that they need so that when they get to those ballots, they can make the right decisions or the smart decisions or the best decisions for themselves and their families. We will also make sure that we are putting a battery in the back of the people who are the activists, like a Teslin Figaro. I don't know if you know her, but Tez is on the front line.
She
You
was
know
on
Tez?
Breakfast Club with us that day.
She was on the Breakfast Club. That's exactly
That
right.
was that was
That's
later.
her?
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
yeah.
her.
So it's also about amplifying those voices who can really help steer the culture and help them understand the gravity of this moment and why them showing up is important. And so we will just use, as always, we're going to use our platform to amplify voices, give our people information and education, and try to make sure that our people are taken care of in this next election.
I have a question.
What's up? What's up, Miss JoJo?
As a black man trying to help the black community, I can only imagine or guess some of the things that you've possibly went through trying to be successful or trying to complete something as successful as Revolt World. We're going to say successful because we know already that that's what's going to take
Amen.
place. So can you explain some of the things that you may have had to go through as a black man in this industry?
In the industry specific or just in my life?
We'll say we gonna say in this industry because
Because life is big. We
Life
can do
is-
industry. Yeah.
that
because I'm
get-
like, listen, I'm a
that
black
can get-
woman and
that
I
can
say
get
life and I
expensive.
just know how that goes
Yeah.
for me. So, but I can't
But
even
we can't
compare.
talk. We can't talk about. We can't expound into that.
Yeah,
But we want to
so
talk about the
this
industry.
first, yeah.
So if you think about the industry, no one who is black is set up to win, right? So when you think about it from a distribution standpoint, there are thousands of cable channels. How many black-owned cable channels can you count right now?
None.
There's 3 of us. Revolt, Urban One has TV One, Alfred Liggins and Kathy Hughes, and then you have Byron Allen who has the Weather Channel. So out of thousands of channels, there's only 3.
Wait, so when you say channels, what
Like TV channels, like traditional cable
so
channels.
Revolt has a cable.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I didn't know
That's how we
that.
started. That's
Yeah.
our origin. That's our origin. Turn
Revolt.
on Spectrum, turn on Fios, turn on Comcast. You'll find Revolt.
Yeah.
Oh, I just learned something.
Revolt,
Okay.
yeah.
So, and that's crazy because I'm sure there's more people that probably thought that it came from digital, like it was digital. Okay.
So
all
the
right.
push
I
over
learned
the
something.
last 2-3 years has been heavy digital, but our origin
Okay.
was in cable, what they
Got
call
you.
linear. So that's one. 2, when you think about it from an advertising perspective, think about the billions of hundreds of billions of dollars that are in the advertising business, trillions. Black people only account for 1% of it, right? So we only get 1% of the advertising revenue. We only have 1% of distribution. It's an impossible game to play, whether you are a man or a woman. And so then in this moment where you are trying to build a black-owned media company, the next thing you need, that's a billion-dollar company, the next thing you need is cash. You need a war chest. You need hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly difficult to raise hundreds of millions of dollars and still stay a black-owned media company. So the difficulty for me is you can't get the money from advertisers, you can't get the distribution, and it's incredibly difficult to raise the money and the capital that you need to be able to carry out the dream that you're doing. the beauty of the team that we have at Revolt is like we believe in accomplishing the impossible. We believe in accomplishing the improbable. And if you just look at what the team has done in our 10-year history, super proud of what we've done over the last 2 to 3 years. We're on the trajectory, but it is absolutely against all odds.
So in an era where we see, I guess, boutique TV channels now on Instagram and social media, like with consistent negative programming. I'm gonna just say that. Like, how hard is it for you as, you know, the leader of such a great group in the media industry, like to see that and think like, you know, damn, we could probably get some cheap clicks putting out some negative shit?
So my belief, and I've been in this business for a while, is that you have to do it all. That the thing is balance. We're not trying to hide a portion of the culture. We're trying to show who the culture is. The problem is when the culture is in other people's hands, they only show one side. They only want to show you the ratchet. They only want to show you the angry black woman. They only want to show you that side. And so on ours, we recognize our people need entertainment. We recognize our people need escape. And some of that stuff is not going to be what people would consider positive content. We're still going to do it. But we are also going to have balance. We have an entire
news. Yeah,
exactly. We have a vertical that I call nourishing the soul. What are the things that we're doing to nourish the soul of our community?
Yeah.
So that's news. That's assets over liabilities with Troy and Rashad from Earn Your Leisure, where we're teaching people financial empowerment and wealth. That's Maconomics, where he's, again, same thing, teaching people financial empowerment and wealth. By the way, all of these people will be at Revolt World having big conversations, right? And so for us, it's important that we just have balance. That's the headline. The other thing that happens is as you do, the more stuff that allows people to escape and be entertained, that's what brings people into the network. And then you can feed them the stuff that nourishes their soul, right? But it's very difficult to get people to show up for just positive content today, right? To your point, the clicks all go to the easy.
I've been doing media, like I've been doing mostly radio since like 2012. And I remember there were like stories about, you know, the program directors looking like at how many people are listening in. We talk about like community effort stuff and stuff like that versus love and hip hop drama.
Exactly.
You feel me? And this is back like 2012, 2013. But it's like people always ask on the internet, oh my God, where's the positive stuff? People really don't be tuning in for that.
They don't tune into it. They won't tune into it.
They don't.
Well, it's
like even with our clips sometimes, it's like, why don't you guys talk? Because y'all, we do. Y'all do not listen.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
They don't. But I do think that it is it's good to have diversity.
Balance.
Yeah, like some type of balance, you know, and that's why you have things that people can tune into that make them laugh, or it's some stuff people can tune into Revolt and it's a little ratchet, like. But you also got the news, you got the positivity, you got the financial literacy.
Yeah,
and what I love that I think we're doing is building that mousetrap that, again, allows the content that's more entertaining to bring people in, to then feed them the other stuff. So what I always say is, like, we're hip-hop's historians, and we're showing them that these people have layers. So when you come to Revolt, you might come in because you came to watch the Soulja Boy docuseries where he's on the road partying, you know, doing concerts, all of that stuff. But then you get to see Soulja Boy talk about the culture on Drink Champs. Then you get to see Soulja Boy talk about how he built his wealth on assets over liabilities. Then you get to see Soulja Boy on the news, right? You get to see all of the layers. These people are not just rappers, and they're not just wild. We're trying to show the wholeness and the full spectrum of who these incredible people are.
Yeah, people want to see that. People nosy. They want to know.
They absolutely do.
And
I feel like, but I feel like that is also a double-edged sword, because now there is no really expectation of privacy if you are in this line of work. Like we just saw Krishan give birth on our Instagram Live, and so the bar is continually raised. Like, well, she showed me this. Well, why can't we see this? Like, there is no, like, back in the day. Think about like the 70s, 80s, 90s. You didn't really know about what celebrities had going on in their personal life unless they came out and said it. Like, we really like was guessing, but now we know about stuff as soon as it happens.
And we mad if we don't know as soon as it happens.
Exactly. Why you ain't? Then when we do, it's like, well, why did you?
But yeah, now you oversharing.
Man,
well, now you don't tell
I'm never
us.
gonna forget my daddy told me a story about a donkey. It's a long story, but basically the couple was on the donkey and they like, why they just riding that donkey like that? So then they got off, and then they so dumb. Why they won't just?
Oh yeah,
why they?
Yeah.
Like it's just always something.
They got that donkey, then I ain't using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the poor donkey. Get off the donkey.
Exactly. Regardless, moral of the story is, don't matter what you do with that donkey, they gonna talk
Somebody
about you.
Complain.
Yeah, they gonna complain about whatever it is.
They absolutely gonna. Absolutely gonna do that.
Okay, so I have another question. How long was the planning for Revolt World? Like, how much time? Because I know it wasn't something that was like yesterday. You're like, yeah, we're gonna do this tomorrow.
Yeah, this is not no 3 months.
No, I know it was a whole process.
So the real answer is this is the evolution of a 10-year dream, right? Revolt World starts originally as Revolt Music Conference in Florida. And then we say, okay, but the culture is more than music. And so let's program to more than music, which is how you start to get Revolt Summit. Then we do that for 3 or 4 years, and we realize, and we experiment and we play. And so now we've got proof points on what we think and we believe works. And so the truth is, it's been 10 years in the making. But if you're just talking about this year, it's the number one thing we walked into the year thinking about. January 1st, how are we going to touch the culture? It's hip hop's 50th. What's the biggest gift you can give the culture? Progress, revolution, magic, propulsion. So that's what we stepped into the year wanting to do.
For sure.
So when you contacted these different artists, celebrities, what were the reactions when you asked them to be a part of something so big as Revolt World? Like, was there any give back, or it was just instantly like, what? We lit. Let's do it.
We've definitely, again, because we've been building for 10 years, we definitely had tons of excitement for people who wanted to be here. But what I'll say is the groundswell is so exciting right now. What's most interesting to me is how many celebs are coming out of the woodworks in the last week or 2 weeks, because now they know it's about to be a turn up.
Okay.
They are
Okay.
absolutely
People that's
back.
late to the party. Okay. You were on too late, buddy. I done already turned my list.
We're going to let you in, but we don't have no space on the stage for you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No,
So,
okay, now I
so
get it.
we are in the 50-year hip hop, right? So I have to ask your top 5 favorite rappers all time.
Oh, man. So first of all, I'm going to tell you, the only reason it's an unfair question is because that's not the way my brain works, but I'm going to give it to you. Lil Wayne, Method Man,
Okay.
my personal subjective version, Jay-Z,
Okay.
trying to think of one. I'm going to say Sean Combs, because Sean Combs was instrumental in me getting into East Coast hip hop. I grew up on Tupac. That's what it was.
Tupac.
I grew up on the West. So like the
okay.
whole West Coast, East Coast beef, I was all fully Tupac until Puff's No Way Out album came out. And I was like, all right, East Coast doing some good
Yeah.
stuff.
It's crazy because you
JoJo,
call
you
him
got-
Sean Combs.
Yeah, that's his partner.
I know.
I'm gonna start calling.
Sean Combs. I call him Mr. C. Like I always.
I'm gonna start calling you.
Sean Combs. Okay, Mr. C. What are you asking me?
Nah. Same question.
You asking me my top 5 artists?
Top 5.
Woo.
You want to go first?
No, let me go. Do I have to do it in order or just
Nah.
name 5? Okay. So, Drake. J. Cole.
Oh, I love it, J. Cole.
Really?
Yo Gotti.
All right.
Don't get me now. Don't get me. Yo Gotti. I see a lot of people that's making a lot of head movement in the room right
There's a
now.
lot of cackling.
There's a lot of cooking. Okay, I'm from Memphis, so you know, and Chicago. But you know, let me see who else. Oh, Kanye.
Yeah, you tripping. You
I ain't
should've-
supposed to say him first. How many people is that? That 5?
Close enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I can think of right now.
Kanye, Dre, Eminem,
Eminem's a
Drake,
good one.
Andre 3000 was on there.
Oh, I
yeah.
love Andre.
Yeah, Andre
Yeah.
3000. And I think that 5th spot really be rotating for me. So I gotta say Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah,
I don't know why I ain't put
How do
Wayne
y'all
on
feel
mine.
about that Ye Donda album?
I loved it.
Family.
We went to
We're-
we went to both listening sessions in Atlanta.
Yeah, we're like huge Kanye fans.
I feel like that Donda album, not the sidetrack, I feel like that Donda album was Kanye pulling himself together over the last 10 years. It was like he had tried gospel, he had done 808 and hot. He was trying to find his sound, and Donda is the fullness of it all. It is a
Yeah.
gospel album, like embodied in hip hop. Like
Yeah,
it is.
but then you got songs like Off
He's
the Grid on
vulnerable.
there.
Vulnerable.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
then-
love
I'm
that
grateful.
Donda album.
I'm understanding everything. I don't
Yeah,
know what he
Pure
said.
Soul,
Word
Pure
is.
Souls and Roddy Ricch. Like, yeah,
I
like we
know
listened
God
to that
breathed
album.
on this.
But
I
then,
know God breathed.
but then also like the timing of the album. Again, like we was talking about our story before. Like that happened. That album came out around the same time we were starting to get kind of pulled up into here. So it took a lot of faith in that moment that, you know, we was listening to that song
Which
almost
one?
every day.
Which
like,
one?
No Child Left Behind.
Oh,
No Child Left Behind.
Jesus The one with West Side Gun and
Oh yeah. With West Side Gun, that one.
Yeah,
pops. Yep.
Pure Souls, Roddy
What's
Rich.
the one?
Yep.
Oh, Heaven and Hell. Yeah, yes. So
Heaven and Hell.
it's
Y'all like the back of the album.
I like the back. I like.
I
Oh,
like
we
the
know
whole
each other.
album.
There's
Hurricane.
only one that I don't like.
Which one?
Me too. Which one is yours?
Donda.
Oh yeah,
That kind of
gets.
You know, I'll be like,
That kind of
skip.
gets scary. That
Maybe
kind.
there's two I don't like.
No,
Yeah,
because I don't know what you got going on with that one, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and switch it for I'll be like.
But nah, Don,
trip it
yeah,
out.
that album played a lot into our
Remote Control.
coming up here. Oh, with
That's my favorite one.
Oh, and Moon.
Yeah.
Moon is the perfect
Yeah.
like special candy song. I wanna go to the moon.
Oh yeah.
Don't leave so soon. Don't leave so soon. How did I get through?
Then they come in. Whatever instrument that is that come in, ain't no telling what him. You think it's a piano, it's a whole harmonica.
All
You
I
be
don't
like,
say I
what?
be melodies.
That don't even make no sense.
I don't know what he was saying.
You
It
know, but-
sounded good.
You know, I do think that it's important. It's crazy though, is how like when artists drops music, it's personal because like sometimes these people when they drop this music, it hits you in the moment of life that you in at that moment is what he was saying.
Exactly.
Which is why like Drake is one of my favorite artists because every time he drops an album, it don't matter. It always makes sense to my life. Now, I say this and a lot of other people say it and it's kind of weird. It's almost like a horoscope when you read it and you be like, is this real? You
Drake
know,
stay in your
makes
mailbox.
sense.
He stays in your mailbox. He knows what message you need.
But that's
Every
how I felt about Take
time.
Care. That's how I felt about Take Care. Take Care was important for me when I was in college, and yeah, that's how music is. But Kanye, when he dropped Graduation, it ran into both of my graduations. I listened to it the day before I graduated both times in college, like 13 and 17. So
Yeah, and it's great to see like what music does for us.
music make you lose control.
Exactly. It's so important.
I was corny, my bad.
No, that was a good one. Though. It's so important, like in our lives. I really feel like music is a therapy and an outlet for a lot of us. You know, our culture, and I feel like it's like that because it's been like that just from centuries and centuries. You know, music is what kept us together. You know, music is what mended our hearts when we were going through things that we were going through. Going far back as into like slavery. You know, so music has always been a big part of the culture.
For sure.
And I don't know if this is gonna be too deep, but I also philosophically, I just believe that music is like casting spells, right?
yeah.
And so, you know what I mean? So
I
like
believe the same
you're
thing.
repeating the same thing over and over, and so music allows you to open the portal into the world that you want. And so you play the music that you want, and you sing the songs that you want, and you cast the spells that you want, and it steps you into that portal. And I think that's also important for us as a people. Again, we need moments of escape. We need moments of therapy, moments of healing, and I think
Yeah.
music can also provide all of that.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So
'Cause
we got.
I'ma cry to some music, boy. I'ma turn the song on and cry. What's that song? It's a Sam Shields song.
Sam Smith.
Oh, what's his name? I call him Sam Shields.
I was like, who's
See, my-
Sam Shields?
That's
Sam-
some
I think
sports.
Sam-
That's
I think
That's
Sam
some
Shields in the
sports.
NFL.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. See, you need
He
a
played
sports
guard or
segment. Like, look me up. I said Sam Shields. That's crazy.
You
Sam
keep
Smith-
manifesting this sports
Sam-
thing too. I see. I hear
see,
you.
see what I'm saying? Look, I got some content I can show you.
Hey, now.
But no,
But-
seriously, Sam Smith.
Yeah, you be crying.
To one of his songs, I'm gonna figure it out in a minute. It's pregnancy money
Yeah.
right now. But what you about to ask?
No, we got he important man. He got places to go, people to see. But we appreciate you coming to kick it with the homies.
Okay, well, before we do that, let's. Is there anything else you need to drop in and let the people know?
So
About Revolt World and
yeah, I
Revolt
was
in
gonna say
general.
let me just riff on Revolt World for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, kick
So,
it.
if you do not have your tickets to Revolt World yet, today is the day to get it. Why? Because at the end of the day, and what can you expect? At the end of the day, Revolt is a universe of opportunities for our people. If you want to be the next producer, we got classes teaching you how to do that. If you want to be the next hot rap artist or artist, we've got Shoot Your Shot, where people get an opportunity to get record deals and everything. You want to be the next hot gamer. If you just want to come and be inspired. Back to our conversation, if you just want to be entertained, come watch Jason Lee and Carisha and Drink Champs, right? No matter what, if you just want to vibe to the heartbeat of the culture, come kick it with Uncle Waffles. You know, I don't know if y'all in the Afro beats too.
Nah,
but
she's amazing.
I love some Afro beats, right?
Yeah. I don't know how to do that shit. She be getting
Kodak.
It's all of that. If you
I
want
did
a
it right.
job, we got jobs, we got mentoring, we got
Oh, y'all got
coaching.
jobs.
We got jobs. We also have built in our app, which I'm super proud of this year, we have this super dope networking feature. Think of it as like a black LinkedIn times Tinder. So let's say you want to come find a producer. You just scroll and wow. Oh, found one? connected. Meet me at the lake. Let's have a conversation. Again, we trying to help our people propel, and so we have made networking easier than it's ever been before.
I like that, man. Y'all got to tap in with Revolt World. Got the homies in the building. Big homie DETAVIO, big homie JoJo. What's going on, JoJo?
One more question. Is it child friendly?
Nah, you got to be 18 years and over because there's going to be liquor. That's the only reason.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're 18 years and up, come check us out this weekend. Pangea Studios is about to turn up. Whole culture about to be here. I'm incredibly excited. Thank you for you two giving me just the space and the platform.
For sure.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we
JoJo,
appreciate
big
you
homie
taking
show,
time
big
out.
homie's house, big homie JoJo, DETAVIO. We in the building. Let's go.
Let's get it.